Glad you could join us for a fresh edition of BOI Weekly. I'm Kayode Alayande. One day in 1994, a certain man and his young family hopped into their car and drove round the city of Lagos. Strangely, they returned home that day thoroughly disappointed because they could not find a single place to have quality family outdoor leisure. This man remained restless after that disappointing experience until he found a solution. Armed with an impressive experience practicing management consulting, business management, and strategic services at various reputable organizations, plus fire in his bones, he established Dreamworld Africana, an outdoor entertainment resort in the Lekki axis of Lagos. But it didn't take too long for him to realize that these qualities were simply inadequate to run and sustain a successful business in Nigeria. In this interview, my guest, Mr. Jude Attor, the MD, Dreamworld Leisures Limited, tells me that success is not about intelligence, but a single-minded determination in the face of uncertainty and confusion. But it doesn't stop there. Even the most determined of all entrepreneurs need lifesavers like the Bank of Industry. Stay right here for the full story.
Have you ever imagined a time when you could apply for and get a loan from the comfort of your bedroom? Or prayed that the processing time was shorter? Well, it is now a reality with the fast and swift Bank of Industry real-time online loan application initiative. The BOI online loan application portal is designed to deliver access and convenience to prospecting SME customers by ensuring that applicants need not have to physically visit the bank. Applicants simply have to submit all necessary documents via the online portal with the liberty to select their preferred BOI state office wherein their applications will be processed. How it works? Simply search keyword Bank of Industry and download our mobile app from Play Store for Android users, BlackBerry App World for BlackBerry users, and Apple Store for iPhone users. Click on the Apply button. Click on Register to register your account. A verification link and tracking code will be sent to your registered email address. Click on the verification link to facilitate login. Once logged in, you can complete your application, submit, and click on Continue to start tracking your loan application. An email will be sent to your email address confirming receipt of the application. With this initiative, BOI has reduced its loan application and processing turnaround time. Start applying for your loan right away. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Can you tell me about Dreamworld Africana and how you came about that idea?
I actually studied electrical engineering, graduated from BOI in 1987. Worked briefly with Xerox Nigeria Limited as an electronic service engineer. But immediately, even while I was doing my youth service corps, I knew business consulting was where I was going to. So I ended up in Anderson Consulting after going through their recruitment process. So for 8 years in Anderson Consulting, I honed my skills in business management, strategic services. I worked for some of the leading organizations in Nigeria, the banks, in terms of looking at their business, dissecting their business from the beginning. And the first thing I learned in strategic services was you have to look at a business from a holistic point of view. You have to start with paint a picture of what you want to be, the reason for you to be, the vision. And once you get that, you can then drill down to the organizational structure, the processes. Everything has to be aligned to be able to achieve your ultimate goal. As God will have it, I have a wife who was pregnant with my second daughter. And so we're actually pregnant with my first son. And before I married her, before we got married, courtship was very short because I was so busy with Anderson Consulting. And when I left Value Card, I said, okay, let me spend a little time with my family, my wife and my young son. Let's go out, let's see what Lagos is like. And lo and behold, 2004, I couldn't find a quality place to relax in Lagos. I was shocked. My wife grew up in Yaba. She said, okay, our Papa Amusement Park, it was dead. I grew up in Ogudu. There was water parks. Okay, let's go to water parks. It was dead. I was shocked. And of course, my business management thinking card, and I designed a company called Dreamworld. Myself and my wife, we chose the name Dreamworld Visions Limited. And based on my experience, one of the things wrong with Nigerian companies was, look, you have an idea and you think you want to do it alone, it probably will not work. So I said, look, based on my business management experience, I said, look, I needed partners to make this thing work. I wanted to build a world-class company. I wanted something that Nigerians would be proud of visiting. Instead of jetting out all the time to go to Disneyland and Europe, Paris, let's have something local, something we can call our own. So I put together a team of investors, and my family, they were the first investors. My wife was the first investor. My family, they all supported me, and their friends. It was called Family and Friends. They came together. We built a company. And I also decided that I needed institutional investors based on my experience. Institutional investors will give me the backing, the exposure I needed. And so I got 2 institutional investors, 2 banks at that time. And that was how Dreamworld came to start, okay? Of course, once the vision was there, the next thing is getting to actualize the vision. It took us about 8 years to get started. 2004, we opened our doors for business in 2012. The first visitors in Dreamworld came in 2012. So it took, 8 long years.
Not so many people who are skilled, intelligent, professionals running other people's businesses are able to translate that into their own business. But you have done that. What would you say makes the difference?
To be honest with you, that's a question that I can ask myself several times. You can have some of the best plans. You can have some of the best teams. Everything can be seen to be going well. One thing can just go wrong and everything will collapse. I tell you the truth, I cannot attribute my success to either because I'm too intelligent, or because I have too much money, or because I have big backers behind me. There are several steps at some point in time where it all seemed to be lost. Everything seemed to have gone wrong. Something critical needed to be done. Having invested so much energy, having invested, at that time I invested about 300 million of shareholders, not my money. I didn't have money. Shareholders' funds. Having acquired this property, 10 acres. If I didn't get that approval from government to use that place for leisure, everything was down the drain.
I'm curious, why didn't you seek approval first before you put in so much money?
It is not about intelligence. It is about that single-minded determination to go after what you want and to achieve it. If you wait for everything to be right, you will never get anywhere. You will never start. You start, you make the effort, you keep at it, and then with providence and permit me, because I was what called a cradle Christian. I'm what we call a cradle Christian. I was born into a Christian family. I grew up, but to tell you the truth, the challenges I've had with this business has made me realize why God is important in everybody's life. At the time, let me tell you, at the time, I almost lost my life at one particular point in time. In the process of trying to acquire this property, I almost lost my life. I was involved in a mysterious accident, and I was in coma for 2 weeks, 2 long weeks. That's one of the challenges I faced. 2 long weeks, I was in coma. Nobody knew what happened. So when I got out of coma, first of all, I thanked my God, and I went to seek Him, and I thanked Him for saving my life. But I was still determined to go on. And after that, it was like all the obstacles that were beyond me started disappearing one after the other. It was during the challenge I was having with acquiring this property that eventually culminated in the accident, and almost all the problems that got resolved, and I was able to move on.
How long did it take you to set up?
Now we opened our what we call our open door facilities December 1, 2012.